Hi, thank you so much for coming in today for a session on culture and morale. So this is going to be a four-part series, and first I'd like to start with thinking a little bit about why I'm doing a session or a series on culture and morale. There are a few reasons. The first one, this is a pretty hot topic in our media right now. There's a lot of media exposure, and organizations that have perhaps done a cultural survey, those sorts of things, saying that there's a drop in morale. There's an awful lot of stress going on out there right now, which is affecting both culture and morale. So that's the reason behind our series. So just a very quick discussion, a little bit of a definition about what actually is culture. How would we define that? So for me, culture is the word that we use to describe the way we do things around here. It's the behaviors, it's the thoughts, it's the feelings. And I can't remember who said it, but a fun phrase was, culture is what happens when you, the leader, are not here. And what are the behaviors? What is the process? What is the productivity? What happens? So that's my definition. And I always think that morale is actually a byproduct of culture. So with those things in mind, what I'd like to do is introduce just a couple of concepts, a couple of topics about culture. It's interesting to me that quite often I think the leaders in organizations, managers, team leaders, and so on, they get saddled with the entire 100% responsibility for whether the culture is a positive culture, a good culture, a bad culture, however that gets labeled. And it seems to be the leader's responsibility. It's your job. You have to drive the culture, or you have to change the culture or make the culture better. And I think we need to consider that there's a dual responsibility and take the opportunity to have conversations with our team to share that responsibility. So it's time to start saying, what is my role and what is your role as a team member? And how together do we create the culture? So another thought of consideration where our culture is concerned is about understanding our present state. Let's have some conversations, and real ones, to figure out where are we now with culture? And then let's create the desired outcome. Where do we want to be with the culture? So as a result of this particular session, I'm going to be offering two downloadable things for you to use. One is a potential template for you to custom design for your own organization or for your own team that helps them to explore. And it's not a tick box. It's not yes or no questions. It's not a Likert scale of 1 to 5. It's about open frame questions that get people to describe what is the culture like. The final thing that I'd like to introduce in this particular session is a model called Be, Do, Have. Quite often, people come into a situation where it's about remodeling or changing the culture, and they go, what is the stuff that I have to do? What things do I need to do? And they create this whole crazy to-do list. And while that's all fine, and we can end up with some good outcomes, some of the things that I think get forgotten are all about, who do I need to be? So I'm going to be offering you a template to download that's just a questionnaire for your own consideration. And it gives you a whole bunch of things to consider about, who am I being? How am I being? What choices am I making? And what am I bringing to the culture? So thank you for coming into this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session.